Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Ken. Ken is from Palm Springs in California in the USA. So let's see what Ken has to say. Enjoy the interview. Okay, Ken, how are you today?
I am great. I'm very excited, actually.
Oh, amazing. How's your day been so far?
Uh, Good. I a little slow going. I got up late and just did the rigmarole, took all my vitamins, and had to replace a bandage on my toe, and uh, finally, kind of in one piece and presentable.
So Ken, tell me, where are you from?
Okay, I live in Palm Springs, California, but I'm originally from Wisconsin, near Madison.
Interesting. And why Palm Springs? Why the move?
Well, after I did my doctorate degree, I wanted to get a college job and I didn't get anything right off the bat. So I was like, well, okay, I'm going to try high school jobs because I really need to get on a salary. And so I was like, if I'm going to do high school, I'm going to pick where I want to be. And I was like, I want to live in California. I had wanted to live there for so long. So I only applied to jobs in California, and was pretty much being considered for two of them, and the one I chose was in Banning, just northwest of Palm Springs, and so that's how I ended up in Palm Springs.
I see. And what do you do for a living, Ken?
Well, I do a few things. I'm a musician. I play the viola, and so I play in various orchestras around the state, and I also I have my own music publishing company, and I sell my music all over the world. And I'm also I'm doing substitute teaching now in Palm Springs school district, and I also drive Uber. So I have like several things to keep myself busy. You know, Palm Springs isn't really the best place to live if you want a career, but I'm making it work. And the funny thing is, I'm happier now than I've ever been because I never get too bored with one thing. When one thing, I just move on to another thing as soon as I start getting a little tired of it. So
Amazing. And what's the best part of being a musician, in your opinion?
well, it's the actual process of making music, and when it sounds good, when you get it to the point where you're playing it and you're enjoying what you're doing and hearing yourself do, it's like the best, most amazing feeling in the world.
Amazing. All right, so through the game, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your joys in life, about your career, and also about yourself.
Okay.
So, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Sure, absolutely. I'd love to.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Wonderful questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Let's do it. Okay, Ken, so before we start the game, through the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, I always can change, okay?
Okay.
First question for you is, what is your favorite weekend activity?
Favorite weekend activity? Um, Taking a drive to a nearby city and exploring the city, seeing what good restaurants they have, doing a little sightseeing, catch a movie, going out, just changing the scene. I love that.
Saying that, are you most of a night person or a day person?
Well, here in Palm Springs, it's so hot during the day. So I try to be a night person as much as I can. But when I'm substitute teaching during the school year, I have to get up really early, but I'm in the school pretty much the whole day. So I kind of go back and forth what my schedule will allow me to be, but I prefer to be a night person.
Next question, let's do it. All right, next question for you is, who are you most thankful for and why?
My Uncle Tom is who I'm most thankful for.
Why?
Because he's always been there for me. He's always helped me in my times of need. He helped me pay for a summer music camp to Interlaken. He helped me get a car one time. He's just been on my side. He's my one gay uncle on my dad's side. So I mean, he was kind of a role model for me too, I guess. But yeah, my Uncle Tom.
Saying that, what's the biggest similarity between both of you, and what's the biggest difference?
Between me and my uncle?
Yeah.
Well, I would say the biggest similarity maybe is our facial features, like our eyes, especially. I've got the Martinson eyes, and the biggest difference would be our body frame. He's a thinner guy, and I'm kind of a husky guy. So that would be the biggest difference.
So I believe for you, having a gay uncle was very easy for you kind of start your gay life or be yourself?
Yeah, it actually did help having a family member, because I felt less alone. I was kind of clueless back then and didn't know how many people were, and it was still kind of taboo back in the mid to late 80s. Still a lot of work to do with gay rights and everything. So but it was very comforting to see my uncle and him living a very successful life. He has a business. He's multimillionaire actually. He's very comfortable now, and so yeah, that would be why.
What's his name?
His name is Tom.
Okay, I think Tom is going to be very happy now to watch the interview and to know that.
Yes, I bet he will. I'll let him know about it.
Next question. Right, next question for you is, if you could change something in yourself or about yourself, what that would be and why?
Okay. Well, okay, I'm just gonna say it. I wish I were thinner, and it's mostly because I do miss a little bit. I used to play softball. I had a very strange journey with my life and my weight. I was big like I was now. I did the weight loss surgery. I had gotten cancer because of the surgery. Like 6 years later, I had to undo the surgery. I gained it all back, and I haven't been able to get it off since. So I know what it feels like to be in the skin of a big and a normal medium-sized person. It was really nice to, when I was able to play softball and like to be able to run the bases really fast. Well, not really fast, but faster than I can now. And because the weight, it puts pressure on the knees, and that would be the one thing I wish could just change just like that.
And I believe in Palm Springs, very gay. I think the gay community there is very big. And being an overweight gay guy there, it's okay. The community is big, the bear community.
Yeah, there definitely is. I am not complaining about any shortage of having fun. I definitely have had and am having my fair share. There are definitely guys who prefer the bigger type. So it's not anything to do with that. It has more to do with just my the physical health, I guess. But yeah, being a big guy, I'm just going to be frank about it. I mean, there are a lot of people in our community who have fat prejudice, or they just won't be with a bigger guy. Um, and I think that's sad. I think they're missing out. Honestly, I think people like what they like. I mean, that's fine. But I think there's the reason why some people come to that decision has a lot to do with society and advertisements we see on TV, a lot of pressure for you to look a certain way. um, and I think people need to get over that and just be okay with being good with a variety of different sizes and shapes and whatever. So
Absolutely, and I think nowadays, Ken, I think it's more open now. People, they're more understanding about that, and they are more relaxed about that. I feel that, being in
sure.
London, I was in the Gay Pride in Amsterdam this weekend, and I was like, wow, you could see so many people just expressing themselves the way they are, and it
Hmm.
feels more approachable. It feels more people, they are more happy about themselves, and they are expressing themselves.
Right.
They are the stereotype. I think is break down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and then it goes the other way too. There's some guys who only like big guys, and well,
Yep.
I mean, I'm glad, yes, because that means there's some guys who just are into people like me, but I mean, it is saddening though when those people kind of want nothing to do with you if you lose the weight. And it's, when is it about the person, the inner soul? That's what's saddening to me a little bit when that happens.
Absolutely. Ready for another question?
Sure.
Let's do it. Next one. Right, before the next question, tell me a little bit about being an Uber driver. Do you have a lot of experience? Do you work more during the night or during the day, or you don't have like a schedule?
uh I definitely try to do the nights. Well, during the week I'll do the nights, and the weekends I'll do during the day, whenever I feel like it's going to be the busiest. The sad thing about being an Uber driver is that the best times to drive are when is the best time to socialize. So I have to kind of give up that a little bit if I want to make money doing it. But what's made it easier for me is actually, strangely, I kind of look at Uber driving as a cool way to be sociable with people. So I'm still like making connections. You kind of have to feel the people out, whether they want to talk or not. If they don't, I don't force it on them. But I usually, find enough people who are happy to talk. They like talking to Uber drivers. So, um, it's honestly, I really like the job. You're in the air conditioning, you listen to music, you're meeting people, talking to people, making money at the same time. It's a neat job actually.
It's
I've been doing it for 5 years now, for almost 6 years.
Wow, very good. Next question is, what was your worst foot in mouth moment?
Uh, I can't really think of one. I mean, well, okay, yeah, all right, I have one. Actually, I was just talking to my friend about this today, uh, um, and it has to do with my coming out to my uncle's partner when I was 17. And I was young and stupid, and I told him, please don't tell my uncle about this, because I didn't want him telling my dad and my whole family. I just wasn't ready at that time to be out. I knew what I was, but I wasn't ready to be out yet. So my uncle's partner respected my request, and he didn't tell my uncle. 2 years later, I was a little bit wiser. I was 19, and I was in the car with my uncle, and I came out to him, and I realized I told him that I had come out to his partner like 2 years before, and I had asked him to keep it secret. So I don't know why I thought that was a good thing to tell him. I just thought I needed to get it off my chest and be honest. But what ended up happening is my uncle got mad at his partner because he kept that secret from him. And so then the partner was mad at me. He never liked me ever since that. And so that was the one that I would say that in my whole life was the biggest foot in my mouth moment when I was 19.
Oh, oh my God, such a trouble. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But at least came from a good place. At least came from a good place. You're trying just to,
Yeah.
you didn't know.
I didn't know any better. I was just a dumb kid. So
I'm sure they understand as well. You know what I mean? They understood as well in the end, I'm sure.
It was a long time ago. I mean, he wasn't upset with me. He was upset with his partner. And so, anyways. Oh, maybe I shouldn't tell my uncle about this interview now. But I'm not going to tell him after I revealed all this stuff.
Oh, amazing. Next question, let's do it. Before the next question, actually, are they still together?
Oh no, he actually died. The partner died.
Oh,
and it was 97. Yeah. So yeah, my uncle's still living though.
I see.
The partner was actually at the time he had AIDS, and he was the longest living surviving AIDS patient from Wisconsin at the time. He lived with it for over 13 years. So yeah, a little bit of a interesting historic person in our community for that.
Oh, thanks for sharing.
Sure.
And when you think about Wisconsin, states, what's your hometown, your place? What's the best memory that comes to your mind?
Going to the zoo. We have a really nice zoo there. It's a really special place. And something we loved when we were kids was they have these machines that molded these plastic animals. And so the goal was to try to collect all the different animals and get them in different colors. And I still love going to that zoo. That's my most fondest memory of Madison.
And all your family are there, back there?
Yeah, pretty much everybody. Yeah.
I see. All right. Next question is, what makes you laugh out loud?
What makes me laugh out loud? Oh. I'm thinking about when I watch Comedy Central, like my favorite shows. I loved Carlos Mencia. I loved, Ellen. I loved her. I loved watching The Daily Show. So I would just say Comedy Central.
Amazing. Ready for another one?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Next question.
Okay.
Before the next one, let's pretend now I'm gonna come to Palm Springs for the very first time, yeah? Where would you take me? What's the best place to see? What is a must to see in Palm Springs?
That's easy. We're gonna go on the tram and go up the mountain. It's beautiful up there. And it's about 30 degrees colder than Palm Springs, so it's a nice place to go to cool off. But the actual tram ride is so fun. And the thing spins around like very slowly, but you can see like the scenery as you're going up, and it's incredible. That's where I would take you.
Amazing. Next question is, good question. If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself, and why?
If I'm not myself?
If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself, knowing the person who you are?
I would say yes, I would want to be myself, because I wouldn't want to take a chance of being somebody that lives in a place where there's no electricity I realize how lucky we are being in the United States. And we're in the top 1% of as far as living conditions in the world. So, I wouldn't chance it. I would just be myself.
I see. Saying that, if you could define yourself in one positive word and one negative word, what that would be?
Okay, I would say kind and stubborn.
stubborn could be a good thing, depending.
It depends on what it depends. Yeah. Well, for me, of course, it's a good thing, but well, I had to pick something bad.
Next question. Right, before the next one, tell me, what do you like the most of being a violinist? What's the most joy of it?
Well, I just love the sound of the viola. I've always loved the sound of the viola. For me, it's of all the string instruments, I just think it's the most beautiful one. It's the most unique. It has the most character to it, and I just love being able to vibrate and sing a long lyrical line. It's it's like a musical release. To be able to express myself that way.
And saying that, Ken, how music came into your life?
Well, I remember when I was probably like in third or second grade, my mom has an accordion, and she would take it out and play some notes every so often, and I would look at the books, and I was like fascinated with the notes and the buttons and the keys and the letters, and it just seemed like such a unique, another world that you're not taught about the language of music. You learn about music at school, but you don't learn about the notes until you start taking an instrument. So I just found it so fascinating. It was, oh, what does that mean? So when I was in fifth grade, that was when I started playing the viola in their school program. I can go on and on about this topic, by the way. I know you don't have that much time. I remember it very well.
I see. All right. Next question is, tell us about your guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Well, lately I have a guilty pleasure, and that is I collect naughty playing cards. And I had like over 50 different decks of naughty male playing cards. And then somewhere along the line, I lost them all in one of my moves. I think when I was in New York, I just looked in my stuff and I'm like, where are those cards? So I had to start all over. And I've got like 40 decks right now. I've got a bunch of others that I've been looking at on the internet. So I'm going to have more soon. But I've been scraping the internet to try to find all those decks that I had before, and I found some new ones that I didn't have. So there's something really naughty about playing cards, which is supposed to be this therapeutic, honest thing, unless you're playing poker, I guess. But to combine that with like seeing models, I had to laugh. One time I was playing with this friend of mine, a girl, and we were playing cribbage, and we had cards in our hand, and I said, oh wow, this is hard, because it was hard to look and concentrate on the cards while I was looking at the guys too. And then she says, yeah, mine are too.
That's funny.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It is easy to find them online on the internet.
Yeah, I've been just looking, just doing Google searches, looking at eBay, looking at Etsy, just looking at, I find them on different sex boutique shops, have their websites, and I see them on there. Yeah, so I mean, I've even seen some like that are in Asia, and they only want to sell you like a number of boxes at the same time, and like, I just want one. But I'm sure eventually, I think they're new and they haven't gotten their way to the stores yet, so I just have to wait a little bit. I can find people offering one for sale.
Okay, Ken, I have 3 questions left for you, okay? Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question is, how would you like to be remembered in life?
Oh, well, I would like to be remembered through my music publishing company that I've put out like 200 titles, and at the moment I think I'm pretty well known in the viola community because I do a lot of stuff for the viola, which is my instrument. And a lot of people, if they don't know me personally, they've heard about me through my publications. So I would like to be remembered for the work I did for my instrument and making it possible, to play this music that they might not have known about otherwise. So that would be what I'd want to be known for.
Amazing, beautiful. 2 questions left for you. Let's do it. But before the next question, I'm sure being an Uber driver for the last 6 years, you have a lot of stories to tell. Can you share like a funny story or something that you remember that you're never going to forget through your career?
Yes, I have one story that sticks out in my mind. It's pretty hilarious. Okay, so I'm driving in Palm Springs, and of course, it's over 50% gay here. So half of my passengers are going to be gay. So these 2 guys are in the back of the car, a white guy and a black guy. And the black guy says to the white guy, so can you pay me now? And I'm like, ooh. I'm like listening to the conversation. and the white guy's like, can we not do this here? Kind of like that. And he's like, no, I'm serious. And can you pay me now? Because I think he was afraid he was going to get out of the car and run off, not pay him. So anyways, the white guy was just not wanting to do it. And so they started fighting. They're slapping each other and knocking each other's glasses off. And like, I was just pulled over and I'm like, okay, you guys, you cannot fight in my car. I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave. And the white guy like asked me to call 911 for him, and I was like, okay, so I did call, and this was like in the middle of the day, middle of downtown Palm Springs, and they're like, slapping each other and stuff, and everybody's like watching, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. But it, I don't know how it resolved, but they eventually stopped, and it was fine.
Do you think he paid him in the end or not?
I don't know. I didn't see it happen. It's hard to know if he paid him or not. I'm guessing he did. That's my guess, but I didn't see it.
Bless them.
Exactly. Palm Springs. That's what you get here.
The next question is, what do you like the most in your best friends?
In my best friends, the loyalty and knowing that they're there for me. The older you get, the wiser you get, and you just don't have any patience for people who seem to be fair weather friends, and so you try to just move on from those people and, figure out who your true friends are, that the ones who've really stuck with you. So I would say loyalty is my most important thing I like to see.
Amazing. And your best friends, they live in Palm Springs?
You know what? Honestly, it seems like I have best friends kind of like all over just the United States, all over the world, really. And I have some good friends here, yeah, in Palm Springs.
Amazing. Ready for the last one?
Okay.
Let's do it. Last question. But before the last question, Ken, people watch the interview. Would you like to start a career as a musician or a violinist? What would be your best piece of advice?
Oh, okay. Well, I would tell anybody who wants to be a musician, it's going to take a lot of work. You have to do a lot of practicing, and only do it if you really want to do it. If you really love music, then and you really want it to be your career that you do every day, then you should do it. But you are going to have to work. and practice, practice your technique. Don't just practice your music. Really find some technique books and give yourself a foundation. Listen to tons of recordings. Find who you like. Find what it is about those people and those players, like what you like about their sound, about their the way they execute things, whatever. But and try to make it your own. And don't be afraid of copying people. If you copy more than one person, you're gonna choose things in your own personal voice, and it'll be yours. So don't think that copying is a bad thing, because music, composers throughout the years have built it upon each other's music, and same with playing. It's all built on what we see other people do. So just enjoy the career. Be ready to do a lot of work. That's what I would say.
Amazing. Last question for you is, what's the weirdest food combination have you ever tried?
Weirdest combination. I had something yesterday that was kind of weird. It was called a baked Alaska. And it's a dessert that they put a layer of pound cake and then like a chilled mango, and they cover it with a meringue frosting. And then when they serve it to you, they pour some sort of liqueur over it and they torch it to like melt or to like char the meringue a little bit. And then it has a little like a fruity sauce on the side. And it was good, but it was kind of strange, I have to say. A strange dessert, but worth trying.
In that, are you more of a sweet or a savory person?
Savory, definitely savory. Mm-hmm.
And do you like cooking, Ken?
Every so often, I can do it. Yeah, I'm pretty good at following a recipe. I watch the Food Channel a lot, and I get a lot of good ideas. I'm not afraid to be adventurous and try things, suit the recipe to my taste. But something I've learned about watching the Food Channel is that, the world is your canvas and your smorgasbord of choices. You can put together any sort of food and make it work and make it taste good. It's just so many amazing combinations out there, and don't be afraid to try things. So
cool. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Big thinking. Okay. So I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Let's start with family.
Gatherings.
Money.
Cash.
One word for love.
Wonderful.
Life.
Live to the fullest.
Sex.
Fun.
Politics.
Necessary.
Religion.
Not for me.
One word for fear.
Scared.
One word for desire.
Lust.
Friendship.
Compatibility.
Regret.
Sadness.
Success.
What was the last one?
Success.
Success. Rewards.
One word for wish.
Wish. Desire.
Happiness.
Glorious.
Say again?
Glorious.
Amazing. One word for Wisconsin.
What?
Your state is Wisconsin state, isn't it?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, yeah.
Cheese.
One word for California.
Beaches.
Palm Springs, one word.
Palm trees. It's 2 words, but
Okay. One word for Uber driver.
Necessary.
And the last one now, musician, one word.
Singer.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, okay? And I'm going to ask your best friends, tell me the most beautiful thing about Ken, and tell me something that he still needs to work on, to improve on. What your best friend would say.
Okay, so they would say that I'm a kind person with a warm heart and always faithful and loyal. And what I would need to work on is, well, like I said, my stubbornness, I guess, or it's really hard to change my mind about anything, because I guess I just feel like I think about things a lot, and I've come to my my beliefs through a lot of thought. And so when somebody tries to change that, then I resist it. So
if I would ask the same question to your lovely uncle Tom, he would say the same about you?
Well, he would say, I mean, he knows my whole situation, my family, and what I went through, and he's very proud of me for what I've accomplished.
Right, let's play now, Ken, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Right, you can ask me a question now, Ken.
Okay. Well, I'm very fascinated with you, that you love doing these interviews, and you get to hear about the interesting stories of people's lives. So what drove you to doing this?
Amazing, good question. I believe, Ken, that all of us, we have a gift. I think all of us, we came to this world for a reason, yeah? Saying that, I truly believe as well that all of us, we can do different things. Like, for example, you do your music, and at the same time you do your Uber driving. And I can see you love both. It's fascinating. So I believe all of us, we can do different things in life and still be happy and still be accomplished, you know what I mean? Feel like, okay, I'm happy with my life. When I look back at my life as a teenager, as even a child, I remember I've always been doing this interaction with people. I remember back in school, I was like, oh, what's your favorite color? Who is your favorite teacher? You know what I mean? This kind of question. And before I started doing the Magic Box, I remember here in London, going out for barbecues with friends or birthday parties or even traveling. There's always a moment I will stop and I'll go like, okay, so tell me something interesting about your city, or tell me something interesting about your past, or something like that. So this kind of interaction, Kent, I've always done in my life. I always have this, when I look back, I always done that. And when the first lockdown started in 2020, when the world went upside down, yeah, I literally, I found myself in a very dark place, like everyone else. All of us, we were lost. We didn't know what's happening. You know, not knowing wasn't clear, and everything was a bit upside down. And I want to do something creative. Yeah, I always want to do something that I could be myself. I could connect with people. And one day, literally, I went for a run in the park one day, and this idea just came along, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do. So I started to put things together, writing, questions, and doing some research as well, and contacting people like Shane. We're talking about Shane. Shane was one of the first guests I had on the show. And actually, when we had the interview, the show wasn't on yet, it didn't have the website, so it was like not knowing, you know what I mean, all these interviews, and people, they were like, oh my God, why he's doing that? Why he's asking me to do the interview? So nowadays I have more material. Of course, people can just check in online and they can see that it's a genuine project. But in the beginning, everyone was like, my goodness, this guy is crazy. Why he's asking me to answer personal questions? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think all this project came from a very genuine place where I can be myself, where I can express myself, and at the same time as well, letting people around the world expressing themselves and being themselves and sharing so many like fascinating stories, memories, and connect with the other people around the world as well. And so yeah, the Magic Box, it's all about you being yourself and connect with people as well, and put yourself in their shoes and connect with them as well.
Sure. That's great. I've enjoyed watching some of your videos with other people, and it's true. Everybody has a story, and it's really neat to see, especially, you know, from the gay community, and we have a different story than the normal run-of-the-mill straight person, for sure. We've had a lot of things to deal with, so it's really neat.
Absolutely. Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I did it.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being kind and sweet, and to be ready so soon when I contact you. You're like, oh, yes, let's do it today. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you bet. My pleasure.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
Yeah, sure. Something I tell my students a lot is to turn the negatives into positives. You know, we all have to go through life and live, and we make mistakes, and you know, make those, whatever mistake or weakness it is that you think you have, make it your strong point. Like I used to play the Brahms sonatas, and they were the hardest things for me. Whatever, I couldn't get it smooth and lyrical, and so I just took 6 months and I worked on nothing but the Brahms sonatas, and now I feel like, you know, they're some of my best pieces. So turn the negatives into positives. That's a good motto for people to live by.
Amazing. Very good. Thanks so much for the interview. Enjoy your time off with Shane. Say hello from me, okay?
I will.
I wish you guys have a wonderful time. Enjoy your time off, okay? Thanks so much for the interview.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye, Ken. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.